Good morning, wonderful world, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is about a little ride I took on the MT450, CFMOTO's offering that has stirred interest all around the world. So let me explain what the journey is. This is an incline like no other I have experienced in this area of Kashmir. Its steepness is something you may not be able to appreciate in the video, but we are talking steep, 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 steep. Under tire terrain is sandy, rocky, and something that probably doesn't help with traction. But not only that, I'll be crossing rocks like I am now, and the twists and bends and the inclines just get worse and worse. But I wanted to see if this bike truly has the capability of taking on terrains which are not just taxing, but sometimes a little dangerous. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the video. A point to add is that I'm no professional off-road rider, and this bike is being sold to people like myself who want to do adventure riding but just don't have the experience or the know-how. So let's see if the bike helps. I mean, let me be brutally honest, it does help. The only issue I have with this bike is its jerky throttle. And on these terrains where smoothness of throttle is extremely important, it did cause a little bit of headache. But headache over, it was still an enjoyable ride, and I must confess that the issues that I had with the throttle seemed to dissipate when enjoying how this bike handles. I know many people have an issue with it being Chinese, but honestly, this is probably best of Chinese, and the best of Chinese certainly can compete with the lower end Japanese and mid-range German, in my humble opinion. I'm not saying this will surpass Japanese technology, but it certainly is giving a run for its money, the CB500X and other bikes which are in that category as a budget bike, because this, honestly speaking, is no budget bike. The bells and whistles that CFMOTO have added on to this bike just makes this bike a little more appealing than the Japanese low-end offerings that you would be pitching against in terms of price. Right, I hope you are enjoying the terrain. I'll just shut up for a little while and let you see how the bike fares. But bear in mind that the terrain is not easy. It may look easy, but I promise you, it wasn't. Sandy, slippery, traction was lost on many occasions, and when you go up these inclines and you have these small bends and some sharp bends, really managing the bike at a speed where it doesn't conk out is something that takes a little practice. And I'm getting practice on a terrain that is tough, 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 tough. For those that are thinking of buying this, remember, it is a light bike. On paper, with a full tank of fuel, it's 194, 195, but it doesn't feel like that. It feels a lot less. And I think that's one of its pluses. If you're a novice off-roader like myself, having something light where you can manage it better than something heavier. I was about to say manhandle it, but I don't think I can manhandle this bike. I can do it with small motocross bikes, but this one is a little bigger than that. But having said that, it's still manageable.
Well folks, this is a little bit of off-road on the 450MT. I'm no specialist in off-roading. It's a sandy track, and just trying to get used to this as I've just picked this up, and everyone's wailing on about how wonderful it is off-road, and I just thought let's take it for a spin ourselves and find out. The sand here is, or the ground is really silky smooth, so traction is limited, but it's doing okay. I mean, I'm no expert, so I can't really throw this around like some people do. Wish I had the temperament, had the age. Brittle bones don't help the cause. And yeah, I mean, it does slip and slide a little bit, but nothing that you can't deal with. The tires are the standard CST tires, which aren't known to have the best traction, but having said that, they've held well. And today I took the bike on some broken roads, did some sharp turns on it, and it held well. Right, so again, when you're not used to off-roading, you know, I'll stand up and try to do it standing up, but I am 6 foot, and I feel that this is just about doing what it needs to do when you stand up and ride. But sometimes it's just easier to sit down and ride, well, if you're a novice.
So overall, my conclusion, remember, I did say this once and I'm going to say it again, I'm a novice. I'm not an expert, and I find that some of the videos that show this bike in its full splendor are those where the rider is an expert. The majority of us are not. So when we buy this bike, we would class ourselves as novices, if we're honest with each other. So, as a novice, what can I say? I've already mentioned it's a light bike. It handles very well because of lack of weight. It's a bike that has lots of bells and whistles, TFT screen, Bluetooth technology, connectivity, switchable ABS. I mean, when you start looking at the list of things it offers compared to something like what Honda offers on its basic CB500X, then you know you're getting a lot more for your money. Overall, I would say this puts the Chinese motorcycle market on the map. Now, if I had the choice between Japanese and Chinese, I will still choose Japanese. But if money is the limiting factor, then I think this bike, as it stands, is probably the leader of the pack. That's it, folks. Time for me to say goodbye. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do like and drop me a comment. I promise to respond. Take care, folks. Those on two wheels, ride safely. God bless you all.